Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Train, where we make AI simple for you. My name is Kieran. I'll be your instructor for today. In today's episode, we're going to continue our series on deep diving into agents within ChatGPT. But today, we're going to get a little more detailed. We're going to go into the presentations capability. With that being said, let's get right into it. So here we are on the ChatGPT homepage, and we're going to click on Tools and select Agent. Then we're going to click on the Presentations tab. And here we have a few suggestions that I may have for any user to basically test how it works. And we're going to click on one of these suggestions here. We're going to click on Create a Market Entry Strategy for Luxury Hospitality Brand. So as you can see here, once I clicked on that, it gave us a really well thought out prompt. And we can use this as a learning lesson whenever we're using these agents within ChatGPT. It's very important to have a very good detailed prompt for the agents to give us exactly what we're looking for. So we'll click enter here, and it's telling me it's setting up my desktop, and it should open a browser, which is there it is. Okay, so here's the browser, and you'll find this in any tab of the agents, whether it's the spreadsheets or it's the presentations or the actions. It'll immediately look at your prompt and it'll open up its own browser and start working. So here, it's opening up different websites to find us information on what exactly we were looking for. It's asking questions, it's scraping the web. Something that I find extremely beneficial in this whole process is the dialog box. You'll find as you start using these agents, it's so autonomous and it moves really quickly that it'll be going in and out of different websites or doing different actions that dialog box of it explaining exactly what it's doing becomes very helpful. As you can see here, it's telling us that it's going to go on McKinsey, the website, and it's going to start scraping different lines of information. And I think it's also very neat how its ability to look into a website, but it doesn't have to go through all of the website itself. It's going to go through specific lines and it will tell you the exact line that it's going to start reading from, which I think is extremely beneficial because if I ever wanted to fact check what the agent is giving me, I'll be able to go check the line or I could go check where in the article did it find this information. So it's pretty cool. Another cool feature, and as you can see here, is that sometimes a website will block an agent from getting into it. And it will tell you, it will say that the website is blocked and it's going to have to pivot to another website. As you can see, your local host is blocked. So it's definitely something that's strong in a sense where it doesn't give up until it finds your information. And that's something that I think as ChatGPT and OpenAI, it continues to grow on, it will make these agents a lot stronger when it has the ability to pivot to something else when it can't find the information immediately. It's going to be very interesting, and we'll talk about this as this loads, is how companies are going to allow these autonomous agents to be web scraping on their specific company website. It's going to be cool to see if companies are going to be open to that and they're going to allow these autonomous agents to get information from their website because it allows easier access to users, or if some companies are going to say no, they don't want these agents to be scraping the web. It's something that it's gonna be cool to keep an eye out for because definitely with this technology now, things are gonna change where these tasks can be done extremely quickly without the need of humans even doing anything besides prompting it. So it's gonna be very interesting. Okay, so for the sake of the video, I went ahead and skipped over the back and forth that it was having. It's finding errors in the slides. It's trying to identify what looks good, what doesn't. I'd say that process took about 10 minutes itself of it just going back and forth, editing the code. I just went ahead and skipped over that. So the video isn't 30 minutes long here. But just keep that in mind that I would say the process itself of correcting the code and then also the web scraping side of it, it probably was a 20 to 25-minute process where it just trying to find the right information from the correct websites and then also trying to make sure the creative aspect of the PowerPoint matches its standards because it kept on going back and forth for each slide. And now we have finally got to the point where it gives us a summary in ChatGPT to show us exactly what this PowerPoint is going to have on it. And as you can see here, I'll go ahead and scroll down so we can see. It gives us a nice lengthy report of the information that it found. It gives us all the sources and it gives us the implications of what it thinks that this information means. It also gives us a lot of different metrics, a lot of information that it found for us, which is very important. I mean, this is something that it's highly strong in a sense where it's giving us information that we probably would have had to go find ourselves, but it trimmed it down for us. It gave its own opinion, and now it's making the PowerPoint itself look good in regard to its own standards. So, as you can see here, I'm going to scroll all the way down. And the nice thing about this is that if you had to present this presentation, you would have this whole report for you for easier presentation. And whenever you need to look back at it for notes, it will be there for you. So let's go ahead and download this presentation and see what it looks like. Click here. Let's open up PowerPoint. Okay. And you see that right image, that's the color scheme that the Python code is able to create for us. Has an agenda, market size and growth, the charts that it was able to create itself from the information that it found. So it has different metrics, has different charts. It put it in many different tables that we didn't even ask for. We didn't ask for any of these charts, these tables, and it was able to do it itself. Obviously, looking at it, there's probably a few different aspects that we could go ahead and edit ourselves, especially in that agenda slide, for example. We'll probably add an image, but the ability to go in, find errors, edit it, make it look clean for us is extremely amazing. I mean, when you look at the grand scheme of how long this process took, I know I skipped a few times just for the sake of the video. It probably took about 25 to 30 minutes from the start of the prompt to the output of the presentation. And when you really think about it, going from finding information, reporting the information, writing it all down, finding credible sources, then inputting that into a presentation, you know, it might take more than 30 minutes. So this tool, these agents within ChatGPT allows us to prompt it once, set it aside, work on something else, and it will be able to make an autonomous presentation for us, which is extremely fascinating. And I can't wait to see how much stronger this gets over time and where OpenAI goes with this capability. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of how you can use the presentations capability within agents on ChatGPT. If you like this video, please click the like and subscribe button and see you next time.